it's the end of the first quarter of 2021. And I don't know about you, but I'm kind of like, are you freaking serious? Like, it's crazy to think that 3 months have already gone by, and they just gone by like that. So how'd you do? How'd you fare? Do you even know? Were you up or were you down? Are you closer to the person that you've been trying to move towards, or are you farther away from that person? How do you know? But really, like, how do you really know? Is it based on feelings, emotions, or can you actually find evidence of the work that you did that is giving you the results that you've been looking for? I was having a coaching call with a client, and we were talking about a recent challenge that he was experiencing. He received a letter from an attorney about his divorce. Now, you may think, so what's weird about that? Well, the attorney is what's weird, because they originally agreed that they would work together. They would be amicable with each other, and they wouldn't get involved in legal counsel. So you can imagine the surprise, the pit in his stomach, the betrayal, the anger, and the disappointment of an unexpected letter from an attorney. And of course, in true attorney fashion, the letter wasn't kind, and it most certainly wasn't loving. But here's what I want you to take away from this. He recognized in those short moments after, all the work that he's been doing to turn himself into the better version of himself was actually working. See, before, he wasn't being tested, and he couldn't really see any results. Sure, he had some failures and a few setbacks. He had some shortcomings. However, he was never truly pushed to see how he would react under extreme pressure and discomfort. Was he really growing? Until then, and guess what? He embraced the suck in the moment. He chose his hard. You guys notice my shirt today, very intentional, by the way. He chose the hard in that space in his life. Yeah, he got pissed off, but only for a moment. And then he realized he was better than that. He was better than reacting in the way the old him would have reacted. So over the last couple of weeks, he and I have been working on ways to understand what success actually looks like to him. And so he began to articulate it. He just started to discover it. It would write it out and then experience it in his life, like the real world application. So my question to you is, what does success look like to you? How will you know when you experience it? We often talk about goals, which I love me some goals, and you all know that. I love big goals. I love massive goals. I love unachievable goals in some ways as well. But I love looking at what success means to me. I love looking at what it looks like to be a successful father, a successful husband, a successful mentor, CEO, heck, even a successful man. What does my definition of success look like to me is what I often ask myself. So in true fashion, I started to write it out. I jotted it down and I talked about our companies and what I believe success looks like to me in our companies. Here's the funny thing. Unlike my goals, none of the success that I wrote down had any money signs in them. There's nothing about money that was in the success. Most of you know that I'm not driven by money. I'm driven by people and by growing myself and those around me. Like so many of our rockstar staff and our leaders, we do all of this. We show up like this because of the genuine love that we have for all of you and the future others that need and want to be a part of the opportunities that we are being given and you are being given. However, just like you, we want to be valued and appreciated. And we also like to see the rewards of our hard work. So as you think about your success, write it out. Be specific and be honest. We often ask this question within our walls to our agents and our staff and our leaders, and sometimes even to just strangers that come in. How can we make you a raving fan of ours? And that question, it still resonates with us. If you haven't heard it yet, don't worry, you will. And if you have, don't worry, you will hear it again. But we are adding another one to the list, one that I believe is massively important to us as well. In fact, I believe it needs to be asked first and foremost. What is success in your career, in your life? What does it look like to you? And how can we help you achieve it? Because I believe that when we do help you, we've just created a raving fan. So here's your challenge for the week. Write it out. What does success in your career, in your life look like to you? And I want you to be prepared to give an answer when we ask, because we will. And I want you to be prepared for us to not only ask the question, but also be prepared for us to take action on it as well. Because just like I've said so many times on these talks, I want to leave you with this. The world, it needs exactly who you want to be. Like the successful you. The world needs exactly who you want to be now more than ever. Never forget how much we care for you. Never forget how much we love all of you. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you this week.